Hello friends, welcome to my channel Grow Up to Succeed. Today we begin a journey into one of the most influential ideas ever written about the human mind, the power of positive thinking. Norman Vincent Peale does not present positivity as a blind optimism or forced happiness. He presents it as a practical mental discipline that shapes health, confidence, success, and peace. At the center of this book, it is a simple but life changing truth. The way you think determines the way you live. Most people underestimate the power of their own thought. They believe circumstances control life, but Pele explains that thought quietly shapes circumstances before we ever notice the result. A fearful mind creates fearful outcome. A confident mind attracts opportunity. A defeated mind gives up before every try. Positive thinking is not about denying reality. It is about choosing the mental attitude with which you face reality. Your mind is like a soil. Whatever you plant, it grows. If you plant doubt, fear, resentment, and worry, the growth is into the stress and failure. If you plant faith, hope, confidence, and calmness, then strength and resilience grow automatically. Pele emphasizes that thoughts are not harmless. Repeated thoughts become beliefs. Beliefs becomes habit. Habit becomes character, and character shapes destiny. This is why mental discipline matters. Many people allow negative thoughts to run freely. They deplay failures, imagine worst case scenarios, and criticize themselves constantly over time. This creates inner exhaustion. Positive thinking begins by interrupting negative thoughts pattern. This does not mean pretending problem doesn't exist. It means refusing to give them more power than they deserve. For example, instead of saying, I can't handle this, you learn to say, I will handle this calmly and intelligently. Instead of saying, I always fail, you say, I am learning and improving. These shifts may seem small, but repeatedly daily when it is said, they bring confidence in your mind. Pale also introduces the idea of mental imagination. The mind responds strongly to images. When you repeatedly imagine success, calmness, strength, your mind begins to act in alignment to those images. Atheists use this, leaders use this, confident individuals do this unconsciously. Positive thinking trains the mind to accept constructive outcomes, which improves the performance. Another key message in this part is the role of faith. Faith in this context is not blind belief. It is trust in yourself, trust in life, and trust that problems can be handled. Faith claims the mind. A calm mind thinks clearly. Clear thinking leads to effective action. Fear clouds judgment. Faith sharpens it. As we close this part, reflect on this question. What kind of thought you are allowing to shape in your inner world each day? You may not control everything outside you, but you always have influence over your mental direction. That influence is power. Now, we will move into something that touches almost everyone, fear and worry. Norman Vincent Peale described worry as one of the greatest drains of human energy. Many worry does not solve problem. It weakens the mind, exhausts the body and clouds judgment. Yet many people worry constantly, believing it is unavoidable. Positive thinking teaches us that worry is a habit, and like any habit, it can be changed also. Fear usually comes from imagining the future in a negative manner. The mind creates picture of failure, rejection, loss or embarrassment, and then in the same manner body also react if the imagined events are real. Peale explained that mind cannot easily distinguish between real danger and imagined danger. That is why fearful thoughts produce real stress. Solution is not to fight aggressively but replace fearful thought with calm, constructive ones. Instead of asking, what if everything goes wrong? Ask, what if things work out better than what I expect? The shift immediately softens your anxiety. One of the strongest tools Pele suggests is faith-based reassurance. When we fear arise, remind yourself that you are not alone in handling life. Whenever you interpret this as spiritual faith or inner trust, the effect is calming. Calm mind finds solution. A panicked mind sees only problem. Another powerful method is learning to live one day at a time. Many people suffer not because of today's problem, but because they mentally carry tomorrow's burden. When you focus only on the present moment, fear loses much of its power. Today is manageable. Tomorrow will be handled when it arrives. Pele also speaks about mental relaxation. Tension increases fear, relaxation reduces it. Simple practices such as slow breathing, quiet reflection, and positive affirmations help to release mental tension. When the body relaxes, the mind also follows the same. Worry often comes from a lack of confidence. When people doubt their ability to handle challenges, fear grows. Positive thinking builds confidence gradually. Each small success strengthens belief. Each calm response weakens fear. Pele encourages replacing self-doubt with self-encouragement. Speak to yourself as you would to find a friend with patience, kindness and reassurance. Instead of saying I am terrible at this, say I am improving with practice. Instead of saying I never manage, you say I will take this step by step. This inner conversation shapes emotional strength. Fear thrives in isolation. Hope grows in connection. Thinking through concern, seeking guidance, and staying mentally engaged reduces anxiety. As we close this part, remember, fear is not a sign of weakness, but surrounding to fear is weakness. Positive thinking does not remove challenges, it removes paralysis. Now we move towards the next part, which says to remove faith and build, which replaces them with faith and confidence. Norman Vincent Peale presents faith not as blind belief but as steady inner trust that strengthens the mind and stabilizes the emotions. Faith gives the mind something firm to stand on what life sees uncertain. When faith is present, confidence grows naturally. Confidence is not arrogance, it is quiet assurance. It is the feeling that even if things are not difficult, you can handle them. Many people wait for confidence before acting. Pele explained that confidence grows after action, not before. Positive thinking encourages you to act with trust first, allowing confidence to develop through experience. One of the key ideas in this part is self-belief. If you constantly tell yourself that you are weak, incapable or unlucky, your mind accepts it as truth over time and these beliefs get strengthened. Replacing these messages with positive affirmation strengthens the inner belief. Simple statement like I am capable, I am calm, I can learn, repeated consistently influence the subconscious mind. The subconscious does not argue, it accepts repetition. Pele also highlights the importance of inner peace. A peaceful mind is not free from problem, but it is free from constant disturbance. Inner peace comes from letting go of unnecessary inner conflict. Many people fight life mentally, resisting reality, holding resentment, repeating past mistake. This mental struggle creates exhaustion. Positive thinking teaches acceptance without passivity. You accept what cannot be changed while calmly working on what can be improved. Another powerful practice Pele encourages is quiet time. Taking few moments daily for reflection, prayer, or silence restores mental balance. In silence, clarity returns. In stillness, strength renews. Confidence also grows when you stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison creates insecurity. Positive thinking shifts focus inward, measuring progress against your own growth. Faiths remind you that your value is not dependent on external approval. When self-worth stabilizes, confidence becomes natural. Pele emphasizes that inner peace is not luxury, it is essential for effective living. Without peace, even success feels empty. As peace deepens, reaction softens, decisions improve, relationships become healthier. Pause here and ask yourself gently, what would you change in my life if I trust myself more and worries less? That question alone opens a door to calmness. Now we see how inner attitude shape outer results. Positive thinking is not just a mental exercise, it is a way of approaching life. Let's begin with success. Success, according to Pele, is not reserved for the most talented or the luckiest one. It is often achieved by those who believe constantly or act persistently and remain calm under pressure. Positive thinker expects progress. This expectation influences behavior. When you expect success, you prepare better, you speak with confidence and handle setbacks very intelligently. Negative thinking says this will not work and stops the effort there itself. Positive thinking says let me try and again differently. This persistence make a real difference. Pele emphasizes the importance of confidence in action. Many people hesitate because they fear failure. Positive thinking reframes failure as feedback. Each mistake becomes information, not identity. When failure is no longer feared, creativity increases. Now let us talk about health. Mind and body are deeply connected. Chronic negative emotions such as fear, age, anger, resentment, and hopelessness weaken the body over time. Positive emotions support healing and resilience. This does not mean positive thinking replaces medical care. It means mental attitude supports physical recovery. Pele encourages cultivating hope, calmness, and gratitude, especially during illness. Hope strengthens the body's natural healing response. Simple practices such as relaxation, visualization, and of wellness and positive affirmations reduce stress, which benefit health. A calm mind creates a healthier body. Now consider relationship. Many relationship conflicts are fueled fluid not by fact but by attitudes. Suspicion, resentment, and negativity distort communication. Positive thinking improves relationship by changing interpretation. Instead of assuming negative intent, positive thinking encourages understanding. Instead of reacting defensively, it encourages listening. Pele explains that appreciation strengthens relationship. People respond positively when they feel valued. A kind word and a calm tone. Practice go a long way. Positive thinking also involves forgiveness. Holding resentment keeps the mind trapped in the past. Forgiveness releases emotional burden. Forgiveness does not mean approval, it means freedom. In working environment, positive thinkers uplift energy. They focus on solution rather than complaints. They make them dependable and influential. People trust calm, optimism, and patience. As we close this part, reflect on this. Where in your life would you like to have a better improvement in work, health, or relationship? Positive thinking begins here. Now, we bring everything together into daily living. Norman Vincent Peale emphasizes that positive thinking is not something you practice occasionally, it is a daily discipline. The mind must be trained continuously, just like the body. One of the most powerful daily practices is starting the day with right mental attitude. The first thought of the day often sets the emotional tone of everything that follows. When the day begins with worry or negativity, tensions carry forward. When it begins with calm confidence and relaxed, the mind remains steady throughout the day. Pele suggests beginning a day with quiet reflection. This could be prayer, meditation, gratitude, or simply few moments of silence. This practice clears the mental noise and creates emotional balance. Another important habit is of having a positive self-talk. The way you speak to yourself matters more than how others speak to you. Constant self-criticism weaks the confidence. Encouraging inner dialogue strengthens it. Instead of repeating thoughts like, I can't handle this or I always mess up, replace them with calm, realistic and affirmations such as I will do my best or I am learning and improving. Over time, these messages shape the subconscious mind. Pele also emphasizes the importance of mental imagination. When you visualize calmness, confidence, and success, your mind begins to act in alignment with those images only. Visualization prepares the mind for performance. Another key practice is letting go of mental clutter. Holding on to resentment, guilt, or regret occupies mental space and drain your energy. Positive thinking encourages forgiveness, not to excuse wrong action but to free the mind from emotional weight. A light mind performs better. Gratitude is another powerful habit. When you regularly acknowledge what is going well, your focus shifts from lack of abundance. Gratitude trains the mind to see possibilities instead of problems. Pele also advises protecting the mind from constant negativity. This means being meaningful of what you consume. Conversations, media, and environment. What you repeatedly expose yourself to shape thinking patterns. Living positively does not mean avoiding problems, it means facing them with confidence and calmness. As this audiobook comes to a close, remember this: positive thinking is not about pretending life is easy, it is about believing you are strong enough to handle it. When thought becomes discipline, faith strengthens. When faith strengthens, fear weakens. When fear weakens, peace grows. This is the power of positive thinking. Thank you for listening. Thank you for reflecting. And most importantly, thank you for choosing a better inner life.